Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Welcome to project number 1, the Kitchen Table Stamper Harvest Hellos online classroom. We've got this Hey There pumpkin note card for you. I just love this card. It's going to be a quick, easy one. We can jump right in. I'm going to show you the things that you need to create this card if you were to do it with just the videos from start to finish. So let's take a look at what we did for you first here. I've got my ornate frames dies. We've cut the ornate tag from Very Vanilla and from Crumb Cake for you. We've also cut the largest stitched shapes from Very Vanilla, and it's coordinating layering circles scallop from Soft Suede. All right. To complete this project exactly as it is, you'll need your Harvest Hellos bundle, of course. That's our feature here. This is the star of the show. And that's the 15-piece cling stamp set and the Apple Builder punch. I have a little bit of supporting actors here, if you will, and you can switch this out for whatever you might have. I've got my artisan textures. For this spotted background here, grab a background. You could even use the spots from Gathered Together here. We are going to use this great big leaf too. So a leaf and a spot background is what you need. I've used the Gathered Together bundle, which includes gathered leaves dies and the Gathered Together stamp set to do these leaves in the background. And you can see that they're actually layered Old Olive on Old Olive for a lot of texture there. My Stampin' Pads for this project are Old Olive, Soft Suede, and Pumpkin Pie. I've got my tailored tag punch here. I use that for these little dovetail ends all the time. It's a go-to for me. And let's look at the kit. If you've got the kit, you've already got the Crumb Cake tag. About a 1x3 piece will yield that for you. A couple of Very Vanilla pieces here. This is maybe a 3.5-inch square. We'll cut this stitch circle. It's about 3 1/4 when it's done, 3 1/8 maybe. Little piece of vanilla for another tag. This a 1x3 scrap. You can cut that with the ornate frames or any tag that you have. I've got some Soft Suede pieces here. Here's that coordinating stitch, about a 3.5-inch piece of Soft Suede. We'll cut that stitch or that scallop shape. It's about 1 inch or 3 1/4 inches when it's cut, maybe 3 3/8. And I've got a scrap piece for my pumpkin stem. About 1x3 for that'll do. Another about 1x3.5, 1x3 scrap of Old Olive for the leaves. Then I've got a piece that's about 3x6 here. This is to do these two large pumpkin or these large Old Olive leaves in the background. I've got an Old Olive card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and we scored it at 4 1/4. Scrap of Pumpkin Pie. About 2.5 by 3.5 will work awesome for that pumpkin. This is from the Night Before Christmas Designer Series paper, and this one is 2x4. Got a Very Vanilla envelope in your kit and some linen thread. All right, let's clear this away, get some ink pads, and get stamping. Okay, I'm all set here and ready to get some ink. I've got my big leaf from Gather Together. I'm inking it in Old Olive, and we're gonna stamp it twice on this Old Olive piece from our kit. We'll die cut those out. We'll make a fantastic little layered tone-on-tone element for our card. Next, while we're on the Old Olive, let's do this spatter on the background of our card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off my Old Olive, and then I'm just going to add a couple of places with these dots. We're going to do them second generation. So our leaves were first generation, and our dots are second generation, which means we stamp off before we stamp on our project. Okay, let's slide that to the side. Let's keep on with the Old Olive. We need 2 leaves. Now there is not a die and the punch does not accommodate the little pumpkin leaves, so we're gonna cut those out. Fussy cut them. And then let's move to our soft suede. We need a pumpkin stem here, and we need that Hey There pumpkin. Now, the Hey There pumpkin's gonna get stamped with the little hole for the tag on the left-hand side. And then we're going to stamp it right in the center of the tag. Hey there, pumpkin. So cute. All right, one more bit of stamping for this card. Let's get us a pumpkin. Got pumpkin pie cardstock and our pumpkin outline stamp. Ink it up in pumpkin pie and give it a stamp. All right, let me clear away the ink pads. Let's get some punching done. All right, here's our apple builder punch. We're gonna slide our little pumpkin stem right in there, give it a pop. Now, do not get rid of this piece. You're gonna take this piece right here, and because my cutting crew did make this a little short or a little small, but no fears. Did you see how I took the snail, attached it to the scrap? Now look how easy it is to get in there and punch out that pumpkin. So there's a little trick for you. It'll also help you use the smallest scraps in any situation. How'd you like that little handle trick? All right, now I got my snail right here, so I'm going to just take a second and do a few things. We're gonna assemble a couple of little pieces before we bring the big shot in to cut those leaves. So I'm gonna put my vanilla to my suede and my pumpkin to all of that. Now you see the pumpkin is maybe, I don't know, 1/4 inch from the cleft here at the bottom of the pumpkin to the edge of the very vanilla. That's for placement. And then let's also take a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue here and glue the stem on. If it's glued to the pumpkin, I can't lose it. So a little dab at the stem and just tuck that guy in there. Now we're also going to take a little bit of snail adhesive on the back of our vanilla tag, just a bit, and we're going to line that up so that the crumb cake tag kind of masks, and let's thread and tie a bow. Now what we've done is we've just gotten a whole bunch of little pieces all put together as one. That makes life so much easier, doesn't it? You'll have plenty of linen thread, so if you keep it all the way to the edge, you might have a big enough scrap to use for something else. Okay, just an itty bitty bow. Let's trim off the excess here. Now with my multi-purpose liquid glue, I'm gonna add a little bit on the back of my crumb cake tag there. And then we're gonna tuck that right up against the stem. All right, got my tailor tag punch. I'm gonna go ahead and punch out a dovetail in the bottom of this designer series paper. Perfect dovetail every time. And I think that's as far as we can go. Let's die cut those leaves for the background now. Let me grab the big shot. Okay, there's our big shot and our leaves. We're gonna take this gorgeous die and frame this little leaf. Give it a cut. We're gonna cut 2 of these. All right, there's our second leaf. Let's clear away the big shot. Okay, here are our bits. I'm going to just fussy cut these little leaves real quick. I'm gonna cut right on the line. All right, just liberate these guys from the background and we are all set. Now, here are my great big old olive leaves, and you could absolutely, if you wanted to, just stamp these on the background, but we decided after it was done that it was worth the extra step because of the cool tone on tone layered look that you get here when you stack the full strength Old Olive stamped leaf over the second generation spatter. So it is completely up to you. If you like to just stamp your background right on, you can. You don't have to do this extra step. It was just something that was a little bit different, kind of exciting. So we're gonna layer those guys up. We want them maybe about 1/2 inch. Some places, what is that, 1/4, 1/8 of an inch? They're going pretty close to that fold edge. Then we're going to snail our designer series paper. Oh, looks like we need a new cartridge. We are back in business. I'll go ahead and adhere my designer series paper. And yeah, I like that placement. I think that's pretty good. Then my pumpkin circle, more snail. Now my little leaves, I need some multi-purpose liquid glue for the first one. And I'm gonna put this guy kind of up and behind that stem. And the second guy, we're going to take a mini dimensional. Let's see if I can find a mini dimensional over here. Hey there, pumpkin. That's project number 1 in the Kitchen Table Stamper Harvest Hello's online classroom. Thanks for being a part of it. I'll see you in video number 2, where we will make the fun coordinating treat box. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being a part of the online classroom.